You will agree with me that CAC registration may not necessarily be complicated for you until CAC begin to bombard you with queries upon queries upon queries when you make errors during your registration. And that is the reason why sometimes, and one of the most complicated errors that so many people find difficult to solve when CAC query them are the queries that have to do with PSCs. Now, it is not complicated. It is just that you don't know how to go about it. Sometimes, this is the reason why I do advise that if it is possible, allow an expert to carry out some of this registration for you. But of course, you can always do it by yourself. I have a lot of videos here on this channel that show you how to carry out a number of this registration. But if you want to save yourself from some stress, let an accredited agent who knows what he or she is doing to do it for you. If you want us to do any CAC registration, any CAC process, annual filing, post incorporation, anything that has to do with any issue that has to do with your business, if you need consultancy or you need help, you can always reach out to me using the contact detail in the video description. And we run a duly registered company, but we'll be willing to help you. Okay, so in this video, I'm quickly going to show you how to go about solving issues that have to do with CAC queries as regard PSC. And PSC means persons with significant control. If you're ready for that, let me quickly show you how to go about solving queries that has to do with PSC. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, of course, is to log in into your portal where you're carrying out that registration, and you want to go to the actual tab. Okay, here it is the registration tab, and then you want to go to query. Okay, and then you want to go to the issue that you want to solve queries for. So if you click on that, if you check the query history, it's going to tell you all the query issue. Okay, so here I will just go ahead to the modify application, and then let's quickly go to where we have issue with, which is at the PSC page. Okay, I think it's actually proper. Okay, so I think it's actually proper to start talking about the PSC right from the share capitals page. If you are used to the CAC registration, you know what this place means. Now, there are two kinds of businesses with the CAC, the big businesses or the non-designated companies and the designated companies. Now, if your business fall under any of these 70 lists of designated company, you must use the minimum share capital that CAC is suggesting here. If not, you're going to be queried, okay? So I'll just come over here, and then now one of the reasons why you may get PSC query, like I said already, normally you are not supposed to have PSC query because PSC page is about the only page that you don't even need to visit at all to do anything during your registration. So most times, the reason why you're going to have queries on your PSC page is because you have not done something right at the share issue capitals page. Okay, so once you come to this place, of course you want to choose. If your business is not a designated business, you want to just come here and choose your option here as entity with share capitals below 5 million. Okay, and then here you want to put exactly the total issued share capital of your company, and once you do that, it's going to also reflect here, and then you want to come here. So now if you come to this point, now for your class of shares, of course you want to make sure you choose equity. For your issue share capital, of course it is the same share capital that you use here, that's what you use here, the same figure here, and then here it's going to give you divided into 1, as you can see here. So once you add it, it's going to give you something that looks like this. Now, the first reason why you may be having a query on your PSC page is if you have a minor as a PSC. A minor is somebody that is less than 18 years old as at the time you're making this registration, maybe your children. Now, your children are not supposed to be PSCs, neither are they supposed to be directors in that company. Now, once you add them up as shareholders in your company and they have at least 5% of the share capital of that company, they automatically become PSCs. And that automatically gives you a problem. So if you have a child that is not 18 years, as at the time you're making that registration, please make sure that that child owns between 1 to 4% of the total share of that company. When they become 18 years, so you can now do, an upgrade on their share capital and increase it. But if they are not, you have to make it maximum of 4%. That is the first thing. Once it is 5%, automatically they become PSCs, and that registration is going to be queried. All right. So that's the first thing. Then the second reason is if you did not do your sharing very well. Okay. Everything that you're sharing has to be 100%, right? If at the end of the sharing that you're doing, let's say you have more than one shareholder in that company and you add them up and they are less than 100% or more than 100%, you're going to have problems on your PSC page because it's not going to tally. Okay. Another reason why you could be having issues with your with your PSC page is if you're doing your share capital division using a lot of decimal numbers. Some people, when you see the way they do their share, you'll be like, this world no hard like this. Like, if you have 500,000 naira, as you can see here, just make it 200,000, 300,000, make them whole numbers. You don't want to start sharing 176 naira, 1,000 naira, 357 kobo. Once you are doing that, you're going to be having problem. Round everything up, let them be whole numbers as much as possible. Let them be dividable, like 20, 100, 200, 100, things like that. You don't want to do a lot of cutting. It's going to give you problem. Okay, if you do that very well, you are not going to have problem with your PSC page. Now, the more common reasons why you may have problem with the PSC page is if you go there to do anything at all. As long as you go there to do anything after leaving this page, this share capital page, you are more likely to have issues. Why? Because CAC themselves are the ones that do the automatic generation and filling of your PSC page, as long as you got this page right. So if after you're done with this page, you save and continue, and then you get to your PSC page and you start editing. Can you see? You start editing this detail, you are more likely to have issues. You want to leave it the way they are. Just make sure that other pages are well done. Okay, that's what you want to do. You want to fill in the spaces or the fields appropriately. And then let's assume that, okay, now you have been queried. What do? You want to come down to these details. Now I have a template of a CAC registration that nobody tampered with these details of PSC affiliation. I can give it to you. If you need it, let me know in the comment section. I'll give it to you for free so that you can use it to work on this place. Okay, because I cannot really start telling you that you should say yes or you should say no. What CAC is after here is that you must either say a yes or a no. But either your answer is going to be a yes or a no will really depend on you. Read everything, choose the most appropriate one. For example, is the PSC name above a politically exposed person? If the answer is yes, you put yes. If you say no, you put no. But the place that you want to take a very big cognizance of, because if you feel it wrong, CAC is going to query you. Every other place you can fill it anyhow you want is going to be accepted. Now, does the PSC directly hold at least 5%, as you can see, of the shares or interest in a company or limited, whatever it is you want to see? If it is yes, of course it has to be yes here. If it's a sole owner business, of course, everything is going to be 100% here. Now, if it is not, just make sure that the exact number of percentage share that you did in the share capital page is what to put in here. Here, most times, it might be no, but even if it is yes, you want to make sure that it is the same percentage. Like I said, most time I choose no for here. And then here again, like I said, you want to choose your yes, you want to choose your no, you want to choose your yes, you want to choose your no. So the only reason why CAC is going to be querying you most times here is if you have tampered with this particular page. Okay, now here again, I think, okay, let me put yes here, and then it's going to display. Where is that page? Okay, so to cut the long story short, this is the place you want to work on. Make sure that everything you have here tally with what you have on your share capitals page. If you do that correctly, CAC will approve your registration. even if you have been initially queried on your PSC page. But again, problems not they finish. So it could just be for any other weird reason that you may not understand. In that case, if you have any issue with any query on the CAC registration and you don't know how to go about it, you can always reach out to me using the contact details in the video description. Please, if you chat me, somebody is going to respond to you and we are going to fix your issues. Okay, so this is what it takes. Once you are done with this place, you want to save it, you want to continue, and then you want to just make sure, okay, just save it, continue, and then you want to make sure that when you get to your preview page, you look at everything that you have done and be sure that your details are intact and correctly imputed. You submit, and I'm sure CS is going to approve your registration. Please like this video. If you're a business owner, you know that you must subscribe to this channel, right? But please also help me share this video so that CAC can, so that YouTube can recommend it to more business owners or anybody at all that is looking for a way to make more money, either personally or to his or her business online. And I will appreciate it. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.